Air Jordan 11 Space Jam. These are one of, in my opinion, the most sought-after pairs in the sneakerhead market. They don't come out very often. They're very hard to find. These are actually a size bigger than what I actually wear. I'm a size 12. I think these are size 13. But I was just so excited when I found them that I had to buy them. I wasn't planning on purchasing a pair of sneakers that day, but I happened to walk into a sneaker boutique. They had them on the pre-owned shelf. I don't love buying pre-owned sneakers, but they were in great shape. It's not a pair you see very often. And ever since I was a little kid, I will never forget, and I'll show you guys right here. I remember when I was 10 years old, and my grandmother, may she rest in peace, we were visiting my grandmother for Thanksgiving weekend. So we were in New York. It's the Friday, Saturday after Thanksgiving. I'm 10 years old. My brother's 7 years old. And, we need something to do. We need some entertainment. My grandmother says she'll take us to the movies. What do you want to go see? And we're like, Space Jam, Space Jam. I want to go see Space Jam. And God love my grandmother, who had no idea what Space Jam was. And God love my grandmother, who probably could care less about Michael Jordan or the Looney Tunes for that matter, takes us to go see Space Jam. And I'll never forget this scene when, the big game at the end of the movie when the Toon Squad is going to play the Monstars. And he walks out with those shoes. And he makes that comment, cool shoes, man. And, the whole movie, I just kept thinking, those are the coolest freaking shoes I have ever seen in my life. I got to get a pair of those shoes. And from 10 years old, probably until about 35 years old, I continued to think that thought. Those are the coolest shoes ever. I got to get a pair of those shoes. And sure enough, about 25 years later, I finally had the opportunity to buy those shoes. And so on this Fresh Kick Friday, shout out to Michael Jordan and the Toon Squad for defeating the Monstars, the only real Space Jam film, in my humble opinion. Shout out to Tinker Hatfield for designing these amazing sneakers. And most of all, shout out to my grandmother, who I miss tremendously. I had a great relationship with my grandmother, and for her being willing to take us to see this movie. We're talking 29 years ago, almost to the date. I wore these today because literally Space Jam came out mid-November of, I think, 96, 95, 96, somewhere in that time. And so it's literally been, 29, 30 years since the film came out around this time back in the mid-90s. And for all of those reasons, with Thanksgiving break coming up, it made me think of my grandma. It made me think of going to the movie. And it just brought back some great memories. And so that is your Fresh Kick Friday for November.